guys, it's Sol, also known as SPL Gum, also known as Spatial Gum, also known as Grunt, Yarn's Team Skull Grunt, and this is Pokemon Masters EX. Guys, first of all, thank you so much for giving so much love in my how many gems can we get for the month of June 2021 video. It's gotten so many thumbs ups and views as of the moment, and if you haven't seen it, guys, link is in the description. And if you want to see my work progress or process for how I do these videos, links are in the description as well. Thank you to everyone who tuned in to my live streams or work streams as to how I did these videos, because, you know, some of you have realized that, oh, it takes so much time to do these screenshots and all, and I hope that gave you a nice new appreciation on how we content creators do these videos for you guys. So thank you for dropping by. Thank you to all the new subs here in my channel. Welcome aboard. And if you haven't subbed yet, click on the subscribe button down below. If you enjoy this, make sure you give it a thumbs up anytime in this video. And turn notifications on so you would be notified when I upload new stuff. Because I upload or I do these videos every single month. So you don't want to miss these. If you're feeling generous, you can click on the join button down below to become a member of my channel, or hit the super chat button anytime if you wanna donate something for my work. Anyway, guys, here we go. These are the June sync pairs, and who should you scout for? We have Maxie, Archie, Lana, Kiawe, Hala, and Royale. And it's really painful to see that there are 6 new sync pairs that are coming up in 1 month, because this, I think, is the very first time that we have gotten more than 5 sync pairs or new sync pairs in 1 month. I might be mistaken, but I don't think ever since the beginning of the game, when nobody had sync pairs yet, that we haven't had this much sync pairs come out in 1 single month. So what the heck are you doing, DNA? What the heck? These are the schedules on when they are coming out. So Maxie is coming out on May 31, followed immediately by Archie, who's coming on June 1. So for everyone to probably not be confused, I'll just call Maxie Groudon and Archie Kyogre. Probably that lessens confusion a bit. So Groudon comes out on May 31. Kyogre comes out on June 1. Lana, Kiawe, Hala, and the Mask Royale are 2 days apart each. June 11, June 13, June 15, and June 17. Not thrilled at all. And I am positive that at the end of the month, we will be having a new sync pair or a rerun of the summer sync pairs. So take note of that, guys. Right off the bat, I would want to say that the anniversary is coming on August. So the anniversary sync pair is most likely gonna be good. It probably will be better than Leon, probably will be better than Signa-Suit Red, Signa-Suit Blue, Signa-Suit Leaf. I don't know, maybe, just maybe. It will probably be better than Maxie and than Groudon and Kyogre. So if you want to hold on to your gems, that might be a good idea. If you want to spend your gems, suit yourselves. But Groudon and Kyogre are both Master Fairs. And by Master Fairs, I'm talking about 12% chance of getting a 5-star unit, 1% chance of getting either of the 2 featured units in their respective banners. So they do not share one single banner, they have separate banners. So if you're willing to risk that 1% chance, by all means. But again, sharing my story, it took me scout points, that means 36,600 gems, to get Leon. My very first Leon was obtained at scout points, 400 scout points, 36,600 gems. If you're willing to risk it, you know, you might get extremely lucky and get your first copy at 3,000 gems, probably even 100 gems if you use paid scouts or anything. You might be extremely lucky, or you might end up like most people who got shafted by Leon. One more thing, 1% is definitely bigger than the 0.5% of the Champions banner right now. So my advice is probably to just ignore the Champions banner. That is a joke. The rate should have been much higher, and probably go for these banners instead. I am also positive that we might be getting gifts in the very first 5 multi-pools as well, like how Leon went. But that might change. Who knows? I don't know. Until they come on May 31 and June 1, we'll have to wait. And then, guys, Lana, Kiawe, Hala, and the Mask Royale are all Spotlight Scouts. And by Spotlight Scouts, I mean that after June 30, once all of them disappear, starting July 1, everyone will be scoutable in every future scout except Select Scouts. Because Select Scouts, you normally can pick the sync pair you want, and you will not be able normally to pick either of the 4 in those Select Scouts yet. Yeah, that's basically it. Now, who should you scout for? Let's begin by talking about each one of them, starting with Maxie and Groudon. Again, Maxie's coming out on May 31, ends on June 29. And if you see this screen over there to the left side of me, that means congratulations, you have obtained Maxie and Groudon. Congrats so much! And his movesets: Precipice Blades, Dire Hit Plus, Solar Beam, and Expand the Land. Precipice Blades is a very, very strong earth or ground type move. It starts at 189 power, and if you have him at 5 out of 5, that's 226 power. And it's a physical attack, 85% accuracy. He has a plus 10 accuracy buff for Precipice Blades, I think, in his sync grid. And at the same time, if you use Expand the Land when the weather is sunny, you actually get an accuracy buff of plus 1 as well. So what does Expand the Land do? Expand the Land sharply raises your attack and special attack. That's attack plus 2, special attack plus 2. Defense and special defense minus 1. And, yeah. It raises your attack and accuracy if the weather is sunny. So if it is sunny, your attack goes up plus 3 instead of plus 2. Your special attack plus 2. Your accuracy plus 1. And then it applies the super effective move next. So you get a nice multiplier if the opponent is weak to either ground type if you use Precipice Blades, or grass type moves if you use Solar Beam once you use Expand the Land if the weather is sunny. Now, how do you make the weather sunny? Good thing, if you enter the battle, Sunburst, his passive skill, makes the weather sunny immediately. And then Solar Surge 3 quickly charges the move gauge when the weather is sunny, as well as powers up your attacks when the weather is sunny. I'm talking about normal attacks, not sync moves, so Precipice Blades and Solar Beam get an attack boost when the weather is sunny because of Solar Surge 3. And Drought Alert 5 extends the sun. So if it's sunny, it will stay sunny a bit longer than usual when Maxie and Groudon are in the field, or when they're still alive. And then Solar Beam is a 2-move gauge attack, starts at 125 damage. If it's sunny, you get to damage or attack the opponent continuously without charging up. If it is not sunny, you have to spend a turn to charge up, then the next turn to hit the enemy with Solar Beam. And Dire Hit Plus increases your critical hit rate +2. Now, his stats, HP is 657, attack stat is 392, defense and special defense are pretty low, 118 and 109. Special attack is 318 and speed is 281. You use both attack and special attack stat. Attack stat for Precipice Blades and his sync move, and special attack for Solar Beam. And he has one more passive skill, which is his master passive skill called Hoenn Pride. Powers up all physical attack moves of all sync pairs in the field by 20%. Now, it also reduces physical attack moves received by everyone by 25%. And the more sync pairs you have that are from Hoenn, the higher your defenses and attacks are. Every single sync pair that came from Hoenn will increase your attack by 15% and defense or physical attack defense by 3%, up to a total of 50% increase in attack power and 31% decrease in physical attack power of the opponent for every single Hoenn type sync pair. So yeah, that is for Maxie and Groudon. And let's quickly check his notable sync grid tiles. We have Dire Hit MP Refresh 2, which is basically an MP refresh. Dire Hit Critical Eye 1 is not exactly important, but if you want to maximize your critical hit rate immediately with just one Dire Hit Plus, go for it. Use one Dire Hit Plus, your critical hit rate goes up +3. Expand the Land MP Refresh. Again, Expand the Land increases your attack stat +2 or +3 if it's sunny, increases your special attack +2, increases your accuracy +1 if it is sunny, and applies the super effective move next if the weather is sunny. Healing Sun 1 restores your HP every time you attack when the weather is sunny. One with the sun, if it's sunny, you don't get flinch, you don't get confused, you don't get trapped. And Solar Beam Critical Strike 1 powers up your Solar Beam if you land a critical hit on the opponent. And then at move level 3, you get Endurance. If the opponent, or if you enter the battle with full HP, you get to survive one more attack. Not sync move, but attack if you're low on HP. Solar Beam Charging Sun 5 powers up Solar Beam if it's sunny. Solar Beam Mind Games 9. Every time you use Solar Beam on the opponent, it lowers the opponent's special defense. Solar Flare 5 powers up your sync move, Groundbreaking Precipice Blades. When the weather is sunny, Solar Propulsion 1, small chance of reducing your sync move countdown if you attack when the weather is sunny. Solar Sun, or rather Solar Sync, makes the weather sunny when the user uses a sync move for the first time. And I have mixed feelings about this, guys, because I wish the game gave us Solarize instead, because Solarize makes it sunny every single time you use a sync move. Why did the game give us Solar Sync instead, which only makes the weather sunny once the first time you use a sync move instead of every single time? It's kind of sad that they did that, but maybe they might, change up the sync grid if a lot of people request for it. So what do you guys think? Because, Signasuit Blue got a sync grid update and it was very good. Signasuit Grimsey also got a nice sync grid upgrade from First Aid 2 became First Aid 4. So maybe Maxie and later on Archie might get a sync grid upgrade as well. Super Sun 4 has a good chance of applying the super effective mix when you use a move when the weather is sunny. So every time you attack when the weather is sunny, you might be able to deal more damage the next time. The super effective move next effect will trigger, and if the opponent is weak to ground type moves and you use either Precipice Blades or the sync move of Maxie and Groudon, you will deal more damage. Or if the enemy is weak to grass type and use Solar Beam, it will deal more damage. Super duper effective 1 powers up moves that are super effective. and 2 sync nuke tiles for groundbreaking precipice blades. And that's it, guys. That is Maxie and Groudon coming first, May 31, as a Master Fair Scout. We move on next to Archie and Kyogre. Coming on June 1 and ending on June 19. Same ending date. Wait a minute. No, this is not June 19, but this is June 29, guys. Sorry. So ending on the same date for both of them. So if you see this screenshot, that's quite a fierce expression for such a wee little scamp. Congratulations, you got Archie and Kyogre. Now, we have Origin Pulse, very similar to Archie, or very similar to Maxie out here. Same damage, 4 move gauge, 85% accuracy, and hits everyone. Thunder is a 70% accuracy move, 3 move gauge, but if it is rainy, it never misses. X special attack basically increases your special attack stat +2, and then Open the Oceans raises your accuracy, drastically raises your critical hit rate, that is critical hit rate +3, sharply lowers the user's defense and special defense, so that's defense and special defense -2, sharply raises the user's special attack when the weather is rainy, so that's special attack +2, and then raises your accuracy when the weather is rainy as well, makes the user gradually heal itself when the weather is rainy. So basically, a lot of things happening here. Accuracy +1, critical hit rate +3, defense and special defense -2, special attack +2, accuracy +1 again, so that's accuracy +2, and then regen effect. So yeah, that's Open the Oceans. And guys, as you can see over here, if you actually compare Archie and Maxie's stats, especially the attack stat, you'll see that Archie actually has much lower attack and special attack damage. And why is this? I'll try to explain that later, but in the meantime, let us move on and compare the multipliers, or rather the passive skills as well. Downpour basically makes the weather rainy when you enter the battle. Shower Surge 3 quickly charges your move gauge when the weather is rainy and powers up moves when the weather is rainy. And Flood Alert 5, similar to Maxie, basically extends the rain. As for the notable sync grid tiles, we have Open the Oceans MP Refresh, X Special Attack MP Refresh 2. Rain Gear, if it is raining, reduces damage you receive from the opponent. Thunder Paralysis Synergy 1, if the opponent is paralyzed, your move or your thunder gets more powerful. Torrential Tenacity, if the weather is rainy, you don't get flinch, confused, or trapped. Similar to how Maxie's One with the Sun is. Healthy Power Up 1 powers up at your moves or your attacks when your HP is full. Leg Up 1 at the start of the battle has a small chance of reducing your sync move countdown by 1. So this only happens at the very start of the battle, and if this activates, your sync move countdown starts -1. Rainy Propulsion, basically if it's rainy and you try to attack, there's a small chance that your sync move countdown goes down -1. Shower Power 3 powers up your sync moves when the weather is rainy. Shower Sync, once you use a sync move for the first time, it rains. Super Rain 4 has a good chance of applying the super effective move next when you take action when the weather is rainy, again similar to Maxie over here. And Thunder Raging Rain 5 powers up Thunder if the weather is rainy. 2 sync nuke tiles, and that's it. That's it for Archie and Kyogre. Now, as I have discussed earlier, why is Archie's stats, well, why are Archie's attack and special attack stats lower than Maxie? And there's one more thing, guys. Check this out. Solar Flare 5 powers up sync moves when the weather is sunny. It's Solar Flare 5. And for Archie and Kyogre, it's only Shower Power 3. Why is that? Why is it that Archie is much weaker than Maxie? Well, the thing is, Archie's sync move and attacks are powered up. Are water type attacks, and basically they're already powered up by rain. Your sync move is already powered up by rain, and Shower Power 3 is an extra multiplier for the rain thing. Meanwhile, Maxie and Groudon, Precipice Blades is a ground type move, and his sync move is a ground type move. Fire type moves are powered up by sun and not ground type moves. So, I guess that is how I want to I try to see this, because ground type moves cannot normally be powered up by sun, and that's why Maxie's stats are higher than Archie's. Meanwhile, Archie's normal Origin Pulse and Sync move is already water type and already powered up by water, and that's why he doesn't need those high stats and doesn't need as much high multiplier. It's not Shower Power 5, it's only Shower Power 3, because his Sync move is already powered up by rain. Alright guys, moving on. Let's go to our first Spotlight Scout of this update, which is Lana and Araquanid. So, whatever is kicking up such lovely splashes must be rather big. A strapping young swimmer, perhaps? Or an amazing Pokemon specimen. Starts on June 11 and June 30, one day after Maxie and Archie. And if I'm not mistaken, like all previous Spotlight Scouts, you can get candies or candy coins for the first 3 multiples and 3 half multiples. I wonder if there's gonna be half multiples here. Probably yes, but hopefully not. Because there are so many sync pairs and I do not want to use up too many gems on this update, guys. So, Lana is a support water type. And to be completely honest right now, out of every single sync pair that's coming in this update, the one that I feel is the worst is Lana. I mean, she's okay, but with all the sync pairs that have come out recently, she's very underwhelming compared to, you know, we had Nessa, we had Bee, we had Elio, we had Celine. All those sync pairs are really good in their own way. Lana and Araquanid is weird. And by weird, let's check out her moves right now. Water Gun, 1 move gauge. Nothing, does nothing except Water Gun. Leech Life, absorbs a bit of HP. Wide Guard, the very first sync pair with an MP refresh for Wide Guard. Normally it's Roxanne. Basically, if the opponent attacks you with an AoE attack or an attack that damages everyone except a sync move, you get to block it and receive no damage for everyone. And Carpe Diem uses a maximum of 3 slots of the user's move gauge. So uses 3 move gauge to increase your attack and defense +4. And if you use up less move gauge, it basically increases a little less stats. And then every single sync pair of yours will be able to have a regen effect. That's honestly for me the best thing about Lana. At the very start of the battle, you increase your attack stat and defense stat +4, you give yourself regen, and that's it. HP low at 558. For a support sync pair, this is low, guys. Attack, defense, special attack, and special defense are on the okay side. It's not too bad. Speed very low at 124. And guys, Group Fire Guard and Group Water Guard, basically every single one, every single sync pairs of yours, receive less damage from fire type attacks and receive less damage from water type attacks. Propelling Strike, every single time you attack the opponent, you charge 1 move gauge, which is also good as well, but that's where the good things end. Refreshing Rain 1, if the weather is rainy and you attack, you recover a little bit of HP. Stalwart and Unbending, your defense and special defense cannot be lowered. And then, Block and Charge 1. If you use Wide Guard and you are able to, eliminate damage from the opponent, you charge your move gauge by 1. Catalytic Cure 1, small chance of recovering your HP if you use an attack on the opponent. Critical Strike 1, if you land a critical hit, it gets powered up by around 10%. Endurance basically gives you an Endure status, makes you survive 1 more normal attack from the opponent. Rain Gear 1 reduces damage if you're hit by if you are hit by an attack if the weather is rainy. Vigilance, you will not be able to be hit by the opponent, or you will not receive critical hits from the opponent. Block and Heal 9 is, I think, one of the best things about Lana. So basically, if you're able to guard against the opponent's attack, you heal HP. You restore HP. HP trade of 4 is very weird for me. Basically, the less HP you have, the stronger your moves are. And I don't think Lana is capable of tanking so much with her very low HP. I mean, it's only 558. Her defenses are not bad, but making her a tanker, the lower your HP is, the stronger your attacks are. And what are your attacks? Leech Life, Water Guard, Water Gun. They're not strong attacks, guys. Leech Life probably could be strong, but you don't get any Master Healer something, so you basically recover normal Leech Life HP. Racing Rain 2 quickly charges your move gauge if the weather is rainy. Stamina Reserves, when you're low on HP, charges your move gauge by 6. Tough Cookie, the higher your defense is, the stronger your moves are. That goes in line with Carpe Diem, which charges or makes your defense go up to +4. Wide Guard, MP Refresh 5, meaning there's a 50% chance of bringing back Wide Guard, and Wide Guard, and Wide Guard, and Wide Guard. Now, how many opponents use AoE attacks? Not a lot. Not a lot, guys. Unless you want to use her Champion Stadium, defeat the sides or defeat the center opponent first, and then just focus on Wide Guard and Wide Guard and Wide Guard. I think that's the only viable way and the most practical way to use Lana. That aside, her kit is not impressive. Her kit is not extremely impressive. She's weak to water type, or she's weak to rock type. She's pretty slow, but Propelling Strike 9 will help you get through that. So, I do not recommend you guys to scout for Lana because of what I just said. Plus, she is a Spotlight Scout, meaning she'll be around until the game ends, after her banner ends. Now, if you're aiming to get the coins and all, sure, go for it, scout for Lana. But aside from that reason, I don't see any reason of scouting for Lana at all. Now we come to the next one, guys. Kiawe and Marowak. I was so excited to see this because Kiawe is one of my favorite characters and gym leaders in the game. And after seeing his kit, I'm sad. He's not that great as well, but not as bad as Lana in my opinion. So if you guys disagree, be sure to let me know in the comment section or in the live chat what or where you disagree on, because I want to know your thoughts. So this is Kiawe, by the way. Every single stat you see since earlier was at level 130 and not at level 135. So Flame Charge basically charges, or rather increases your speed Shadow Bone has a small chance of lowering the opponent's defense, but together with On a Roll 4 as his passive skill, On a Roll 4 increases the chance of lowering status values with the effects of moves. So basically, if you use Shadow Bone, there's quite a very high chance of lowering the opponent's defense. Potion is basically a potion. Dancing Fever basically raises the attack, special attack, and critical hit rate of everyone. Which is okay, I guess. It raises 1 attack, 1 special attack, 1 critical hit rate of everyone. Any single sync pair that can raise critical hit rate for me is good. But now there are so many different sync pairs that can raise critical hit rate. So, what do you guys think? His stats, HP at 575, slightly higher than Lana's HP. Attack stat, defense stat, 259, which is kind of okay. Special attack is 175, but it's okay because you don't use special attacks anyway. And then we have the special defense also at 200 plus 217, speed at 215. For a support sync pair, this is pretty much average. And yeah, dashing team 5. Every time you attack, there's a high chance or very good chance that you're able to increase the speed of everyone. So everyone's speed stat plus 1. Again, on a roll 4, basically increases the chances of lowering the opponent's stats when you use a move. Quick Tempo starts the battle with increased or accelerated move gauge. So your move gauge is faster at the start of the battle. And at move level 1 out of 5, you get Potion MP Refresh 2. And you get the other Potion MP Refresh 2 at 3 out of 5. You get both Master Healer 1 for Potion at move level 2 out of 5. And you also get Critical Strike 3 at 2 out of 5, which is good. Critical Strike 3 is always better than Critical Strike 1 of Lana. And then Dancing Fever MP Refresh 3 might be a good thing, so you can maximize the critical hit rate of everyone and increase everyone's attack stat and defense stat, or rather attack and special attack stat a little bit higher. Move level 3 out of 5. Every time you land a critical hit, there is a small chance that you can get to restore HP with critical healing 1. Endurance, same as what I discussed earlier, makes you endure another attack if you are hit by the opponent's attack move and not sync move. Focus Group 2 has a moderate chance of raising the critical hit rate of everyone when you use a move. So basically, if you use a move, if you have Focus Group 2, you have a moderate chance of raising everyone's critical hit rate plus 1. Insult to Injury is an attack move multiplier. The more the opponent's defense has been lowered, the stronger your Flame Charge and Shadow Bone is. Potion MP Refresh 2, as I said earlier. Unfortuitous 4 has a good chance of lowering the opponent's attack, defense, special attack, special defense, speed, accuracy, or evasiveness when you use an attack on the opponent. Around 40% chance of reducing a random stat on the opponent when you have Unfortuitous 4. And Wise Entry 2 sharply raises your special defense when you enter the battle. So, that's Kiawe, guys. That's Kiawe. Personally, slightly better than Lana. Not as defensive as Lana, but boosts up your sync pairs. I mean, Potion. There's Potion. The Potion is similar to how Skylash Potion works. But as a side, I was expecting a lot more. I mean, he could have been Ghost type, like a Ghost type Striker or Ghost type Tech. But the game decided to make him a Fire type, which is disappointing. And his kit, again, I was expecting a lot more, but turned out this way. And what I mean by their moves are underwhelming is if you compare them with the next two sync pairs that we will have, and that is starting with Hala. Old Hala is here to make you holler, guys. So, by the way, if I did not mention these, all screenshots have been made one by one. Some of you have seen how I made these screenshots. So if you guys appreciate the effort that came into making these, took hours and hours to make one screenshot, all screenshots, and make sure you give this a thumbs up and let me know your thoughts as to how official these screenshots look. So, Hala announces his arrival when you scout for him. There's only one other sync pair that announces his arrival. That's Guzma. Destruction in human form. It's your boy Guzma. He announces that as when the screen pops out, and Hala is the second one. Old Hala is here to make you holler. June 15 to June 30. Again, June 11, June 13, June 15, and the last one is June 17. Hala is the very first Ice-type striker that can be 6-star EX in the game. Yay! Finally! A 6-star EX striker. Finally, guys! Are you gonna make him 6-star EX? Well, one thing, Summer Steven might come out at the end of the month, and I'm gonna compare him with Summer Steven later. If Summer Steven does not come out at the end of the month, probably early next month. And you can probably compare the stats and everything else, and whatever you decide on, it's your choice. But let us quickly check his stats right now. Hala has very high HP at 701, attack stat 325, defense and special defense are impressive for a striker, almost at 200. And special attack 130, but you don't need special attack anyway because he's a physical striker. And speed, a very, 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 very slow sync pair. And one more thing. Ice Hammer is a 4-move gauge attack that lowers your speed every time you use it. 194 power, 90% accuracy, and every time you use it, your speed goes down -1. Brick Break is a very good move. Basically, if the opponent has physical damage reduction or special damage reduction on physical shield or special shield, you can use Brick Break to just destroy it and land stronger damage. It doesn't destroy critical shield or some other shield. You need the fog or some other screen removal to do it. I think Brick Break only removes physical and special shield. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Make him Hala radically raises the user's attack. Radically means +6. Raises your user's accuracy +1. Makes the user able to endure the next hit that takes it down to 0 HP. So lots of good things with Make Him Hala. It's only a 1 MP move. Again, attack stat +6. Accuracy +1. Endure status. You rarely see attack, a stat go up to +6 without any negative things happening. Like, let's talk about Alder. Alder special attack +6, but defense goes down -3, if I'm not mistaken. Make Him Hala doesn't have any negative effects. Raises your attack stat +6. Raises your accuracy +1. That makes Ice Hammer's accuracy like 100% immediately, because like 1 accuracy is like 10, or rather +1 accuracy is like +10 accuracy for normal moves. And then gives you an endure effect. So nothing bad about Make Him Hala. Dire Hit Plus basically increases your critical hit rate +2. And guys, people are saying, oh, we should give haste to Hala. Haste so that his speed stat does not go down. Well, you know what? Slow Wind Up 1 is his passive skill, and it powers up moves when your speed is lowered. It does not say the lower your speed is, the stronger your moves are. It only says if your speed is lowered, it powers up moves by 10% maybe? So if you actually give him haste, you are preventing this passive skill to work, and your multiplier, your slow wind up 1 passive skill will not trigger at all. So are you willing to take that compromise? If yes, maybe go give him the move, maybe go give him haste. If not, if you prefer the multiplier, then maybe give him critical strike too, because you know, you have dire hit plus, and anyone with dire hit plus deserves critical strike too. Headstrong, your attack stat cannot be lowered. So immediately at the start of the battle, +6 attack. With Headstrong, your attack stat will not go down. First aid 6, when you go low on HP, you recover around 60%. That means your HP goes up to full, most likely. And that's it. Very ordinary passive skill, First Aid 6, but very helpful. At move level 1 out of 5, you get an MP refresh for Dire Hit Plus. You don't need that. Make him Hala MP refresh 2. You don't exactly need that unless you want to increase your accuracy a little bit more and get another Endure effect. Snow Shelter basically prevents you from Hailstorm damage. And again, guys, Ice type moves get powered up slightly with Hailstorm. Haymaker, the more your attack stat has been raised... Wait, am I correct? I might be mistaken. Let me know, guys. Let me know in the comment section. Haymaker, the stronger your attack stat is, the stronger your sync move is. And again, to increase your attack stat, just use Make Him Hala, maximize attack. Healing Hail 1 restores your HP every time you take action during a hailstorm. And this is the thing, guys. Break, 2 for 2. This is a brand new passive skill. Has a moderate chance of applying the free move next effect to the user when the Pokemon uses Break. So this is how normally you will probably use Hala. Break 2 for 2 gives you a free move next. Break is only 2 move gauge. Ice Hammer is 4 move gauge. So once you use Break and 2 for 2 activates, you use Ice Hammer, you wait for your move gauge to charge up, you use Break again, cross your fingers, hopefully 2 for 2 works. If not, probably try another Break or wait till your move gauge charges. And every time you have the free move next effect, you can use Ice Hammer without using any move gauge. Hasty Hail 2 quickly charges the move gauge in a hailstorm. Invigorating Hail 2 is another attack move multiplier. Makes or powers up your moves in a hailstorm. That's Break and Ice Hammer. Aside from this, guys, I was talking about increasing the Ice type move damage, excluding Invigorating Hail. Does it? Does it, guys? Let me know. Because Fire type moves increase in damage with Sunny Day. Water type moves increase in damage with Rain Dance. And I think Ice type moves increase in damage with Hailstorm. Let me know if I'm mistaken. Make him Hala. Super Preparation 9. If you use Make him Hala, if the opponent is weak to Ice type moves, you use Ice Hammer. It has a stronger damage. If the opponent is weak to fighting type moves, you use Break, stronger damage. So that probably is the reason why you want Make him Hala MP refresh. Unyielding 2, when you are in Endure effect, there's a chance that Endure effect will come back. Every time, or when the opponent tries to kill you, Endure might come back, and if the opponent kills you again, Endure effect might come back, and again. There is it's purely RNG, but if it triggers, it can trigger like forever. And then 4 Sync Nuke Tiles for Abominable Ice Hammer, his Sync move. And again, guys, as I said, just compare Hala with Lana and Kiawe and see how much better some sync pairs are. So Hala, I think, is much better compared to the two previous ones. Kiawe, not too bad. Lana, bad. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. But Lana, shake my head. Shake my head. Last one, the Mask Royale and Incineroar. And for those who don't know, the Mask Royale is actually Kukui in disguise. So if you see this, it's time for a Pokemon Battle Royale. Ready, fight! You got him. You got him. Congratulations. June 17 to June 30. This is a Dark-type Tech Sync pair. Who's weak to Rock-type. HP quite low at 568. Attack stat 343. Defense and special defense are on the average side for Tech. Special attack, you don't need that. And low speed at 151. For his passive skills, we have Terrify 1, which basically lowers the attack of everyone by 1 when you enter the battle. Dominating Sync 5, if your attack move is low, if the opponent's attack move is lowered, your sync move gets powered up. It doesn't say the more the opponent's attack stat is lowered, the stronger your sync move is. As long as your attack, or as long as the opponent's attack move is lowered, your sync move damage is increased for dominating sync 5. Dishearten 9 lowers the opponent's attack or defense or both when you hit the opponent, which is very good because Brutal Swing hits all enemies. And basically, every time you use Brutal Swing, every single opponent will have their attack stat or defense stat or both lowered when you use Brutal Swing. Darkest Lariat ignores the opponent's raised physical defense or special defense or even accuracy or evasiveness when you use Darkest Lariat because it ignores the target's race stat when attacking with this move. So it also ignores evasiveness, meaning if you are dealing with irritating opponents like Lorelei or someone with Feel or Look Alive 9 or anything like that, Mask Royale might be a good sync pair to use against the opponents. X attack, increase your attack stat by 2 levels. Ready Fight, it raises your user's evasiveness by 1. Increases everyone's speed by 3. So increases everyone's speed by 3, raises your evasiveness by 1. And that's not where it ends, guys. Mask Royale has one of the most, if not the most, attack move multiplier in the game. Bob and Weave, the higher your evasiveness is, the stronger your moves are. Moves, Brutal Swing, and Darkest Lariat. Insult to Injury, the lower the opponent's defense is, the stronger your attacks are. Ramming Speed, the higher your speed is, the stronger your moves are. Power Posture, the lower the opponent's attack stat is, the stronger your attacks are. And Power Reserves 5, which is practically trash. Unless you know how to trigger Power Reserves 5, unless you know how to deal or you're skilled enough to work on low HP, which I'm not, to be honest, and I don't want that. Basically, if you're low on HP, your moves are powered up. And guys, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 potential attack move multipliers, which are very easy to trigger. I'm not sure, I did not check if you can actually get them all in the sync grid. Do you have enough energy or not? But these are nice multipliers which really complement Mask Royale. And let's talk about his sync move multipliers, guys. The Mask Royale Heel Turn Malicious Moonsault is a built-in sync move with a multiplier. The higher your speed is, the stronger your sync move is. That's basically Inertia built into his sync move. The higher your speed is, the stronger your sync move is. Again, dominating Sync 5, if the opponent's attack stat is lowered, your Sync move gets powered up. And Pecking Order, the more the opponent's attack stat is lowered. Now, you want your opponent's attack stat to be -6 here. If the opponent's attack stat is at -6, your Sync move is very strong because of Pecking Order. Again, Pecking Order and dominating Sync 5 and Inertia happening together at the same time. And if you have him at 6-star EX, well, that's an additional 1.5 multiplier on his Sync move. Shifty Striker 1, guys, increases or has a small chance of increasing your evasiveness when you use a move. That's how you trigger Bob and Weave, increasing your evasiveness. Terrify 1 lowers the opponent's attack stats, everyone's attack stats when you enter the battle. I don't think you need this because your attacks can lower the opponent's attack stat anyway. Demoralize 2 lowers all opponents' attack stat by 2 levels after you use a Sync move. Ridicure 1 has a small chance of recovering your HP if the opponent misses attacking you. Slippery Slope 9, if the opponent misses, your evasiveness goes up +1. So, that's the Mask Royale. Very, very nice Sync pair. Very nice multipliers up here. What do you guys think? This is a Dark type Tech Sync pair. And not too bad. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. And you know what? We are going to compare them later on with other Sync pairs. But with that said, we're done with all 6 Sync pairs. Again, Maxie or Groudon will come out very soon, May 31 to June 29. And for those who are asking, that is also the date where we will receive our community rewards. Might be late if the opponent or if the game bugs. Might be late, they might need to send us Apologems for that, if they will even send Apologems. We have Archie and Kyogre, June 1 to June 29. We have Lana and Araquanid, June 11. Kiawe and Alolan Marowak or Marowak Alolan form, June 13. We have Hala and Crabominable, June 15. We have Kukui in disguise with Incineroar at June 17, and all 4 banners end on June 30. After their banner ends, again, all other banners that come after June 30 will most likely have all 4 Sync pairs. And with that said, we are done. Let's move on to our in-depth comparisons. Now, the biggest question most of you will have is, who do I scout for? I don't have enough gems. Do I want Maxie or Groudon? Or do I want Archie or Kyogre? And with that said, I have prepared this chart for you guys to see how this works. Maxie, slightly low on HP, slightly lower HP, high attack, high defense. Speed is equal, basically the two of them have equal speed. Defense and special defense are just basically inverted for both Archie and Maxie. And again, if you just fast forwarded or anything, let me explain why Archie's attack and special attack stats are dramatically lower than Maxie. That's because Maxie is ground type. And to power up ground type moves, you need Sandstorm. But Maxie does Sunny Day. Archie, on the other hand, is water type, and his moves or his main moves are water type moves, which are powered up with rain. And basically, you already get the power up with rain with Archie, and you don't exactly need those high stats to compare the damage with Archie and Maxie. So I hope that makes sense or something. If you don't understand what I'm trying to say, do let me know in the comment section or live chat as well. But again, Archie is water type, his moves get powered up with rain. Maxie is ground type, his moves do not get powered up with Sun, except for his passive skill and other skills which help it power up. Archie has passive skills which power up his moves even further, and Synchrid Tiles which power up his moves even further, but the Rain already powers up his moves. So that's how it works, and that's why his stats are much lower compared to Maxie. I hope that makes sense, guys, because a lot of people are really asking me that question. Again, here it is, guys. Solar Flare 5 versus Shower Power 3. Why is that? Same reason. Because Maxie's Sync move is not powered up normally with Sun. Archie's Sync move is already powered up with Rain, and that is just powering it up a little bit more. So yeah, guys, these are their multipliers. Again, very similar. Super effective move next for both of them, for both attack move multipliers and sync move multipliers. Meanwhile, Archie is slightly a bit more defensive. Healthy Power Up 1 powers up your moves if your HP is full. Shower Surge 3 versus Solar Surge 3. Super duper effective 1 versus Healing Power Up, which I think Super duper effective 1 is slightly better than Healthy Power Up, but oh well. Thunder Raging Rain 5 versus Solar Beam Charging Sun 5. And Thunder Paralysis Synergy 1 versus Solar Beam Critical Strike 1. Both of them are built very similarly, almost, except Archie is built a little bit more defensively. If you actually check it out, I think he has Rain Gear, which reduces damage when the weather is rainy, as well as Healthy Power Up. Basically, yeah. Basically, a little bit more defensive compared to Archie, or rather compared to its ground type counterpart. And so, I hope that settles the question as to which one is better and why this sync pair is better than the other one. Now, who should you scout for? Who should you scout for among the two of these? You should scout for both if you can. Personal opinion, there are not a lot of ground type sync pairs in the game. There are so many different water type sync pairs in the game. You have May to set up your Rain. May has MP Refresh on her Rain Dance if you can. You have Lyra, or now Silver, and some other sync pair to set up Semi-Infinite Sun. You can also use Blaine, but Blaine does not have MP Refresh or anything like that. The thing is, we have so many water type sync pairs that I don't think you need another water type sync pair. So if you are limited to choosing just one, I'd recommend you go for Maxie instead, because we need more ground type strikers. Unless you have Cynthia, unless you have Leon, but Leon is not exactly a ground type. He's fire type. And you know what? Here's another comparison for you. The normal sync pairs we want to compare are strikers. So Maxie, I'm comparing him with Cynthia and Leon. And I know there are other ground type strikers. Like, if you use May, May does have Earth Power and all. But I'm keeping things fair and just comparing with Cynthia and Leon. So as you can see over here, Leon has the highest HP. Cynthia has the lowest HP. Maxie has the lowest attack stat out of everyone. Leon has slightly higher, but all of them are above 400. Maxie has the lowest defense and special defense and speed though. And again, stats are not everything, but I just had to put this here. What is important is this screen. And as you can see over here, Maxie has a lot of multipliers. That's Solar Beam, Critical Strike 1, Solar Beam, Charging Sun 5, Solar Surge 3, Super Duper Effective 1, Super Effective Move Next. If you're able to trigger the super effective move next, which you should, because you can trigger this very good. I think it's Super Sun 4 or something, like a very good chance of triggering super effective move next if you use an attack if the weather is sunny. Solar Flare 5 and super effective move next. Meanwhile, Cynthia needs Sandstorm. Ramming speed, the higher your attacks or the higher your speed is, the stronger your Earthquake slash, or was it Stomping Tantrum or something? I forgot. Slash Critical Strike 3, Surging Sand 3, and Surging Sand 5. You need Sand to power up Cynthia, which you actually need Sun to power up Maxie, but Cynthia has no sync move multiplier, and that's sad. And that is why I am telling everyone to wait for Maxie instead if you want to make Cynthia 6-star EX, because Cynthia has no sync move multipliers. And then we have Leon. Leon is a fire type, and so we should probably not discuss the sync move multipliers because he is fire type. He has Burn Synergy 3, which most likely if you use Leon, you want to burn the opponent first using Inferno, and then after using Inferno on all opponents, you use Earthquake, 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 Earthquake. And that is Leon's multipliers, guys. So, what do you think? Personally, Maxie is very good. And again, he has a master passive skill as well, which powers up your attack moves or physical attack moves by, was it 30% or 20%? Let's check again. So his master passive skill, Ho and Pride, increases your physical attack moves by 20% and reduces the damage, physical attack damage, by 25%. Leon also has a master passive, but yeah, that's for Maxie and Groudon, guys. Let's move on to the next one, which is Archie and the rest. Now, there are so many water types. These are only some of them. I only included the ones that are extremely popular, which is Barry and Signasuit Grimsly are both water type strikers. And then May, because May is often compared or often said as the strongest water type out there. So I'm comparing Archie with the three of them. So Archie, as you can see over here, has the second highest HP. And then they both own, all of them actually use either attack or special attack stat only. So I combined and chose the stat that we are talking about. Archie has the lowest special attack or stat, attacking stat out of everyone with 271 only, which is shocking if you consider Barry, who has 420. And the rest at 300 plus, and then Archie is only at 271. Like, what the heck? What is wrong with you, Archie? Archie also has the lowest defense and special defense stat out of everyone, and midline speed. But again, stats are not everything. Here are the multipliers we have. And as you can see over here, Archie has the highest attack move multipliers, which only applies for some moves for some of them. Signasuit Grimsly, if you cannot see, Double Down 5 and Inertia. And Shower Power 3, again, why Shower Power 3 only and not Shower Power 5? That's because his moves are already powered up with the Rain. And you set up Rain every time, or the first time you use a sync move and Rain is extended. Also have super effective move next, which can trigger anytime with a high chance of triggering every time you use a move when it is raining. Barry, we all know him, one of the best free-to-play sync pairs, Cakewalk and Inertia. May, at 2 out of 5 unlocks Hide and Sync. The higher, the lower the opponent's accuracy is, the stronger the sync move damage. But May is a tech sync pair, can only hit 1. Meanwhile, Barry and Cygnus with Grimsby are both strikers. Double down 5 increases damage when the opponent is weak to water. Inertia, the higher your speed is, the stronger the damage. So what do you guys think? Again, Archie has a master passive skill, which I did not include already, which will increase your attack or special attack damage by 20% and lower the damage or special attack damage you receive by 25%. Now, if I'm not mistaken, these reductions or increases will not apply to sync moves, but correct me if I'm wrong. So that's it for Archie and Maxie. I hope that has enlightened you somehow. I am moving on to the next one, which are these 4. And honestly, guys, I really did not want to do this. I do not want to compare Lana and Kiawe with anyone because they're not good. But for the sake of showing you this chart, here it is, guys. Lana has the lowest HP out of everyone. Has the lowest attack out of everyone. Has the strongest special attack out of everyone. Strongest special defense. Meanwhile, Kiawe over here. You know what? I'll just let you guys watch and see the chart right now. And you know what? There are too many supports in this game, which makes Lana and Kiawe look bad in terms of being support sync pairs. And so I did not compare them with other sync pairs. I'm just going to refresh you guys again with what these does. So Water Gun is Water Gun. Wide Guard, first sync pair with Wide Guard in the game. Basically 1 move gauge and defends everyone from AoE attacks. It can have a high chance of MP refreshing because MP refresh 5. Leech Life eats or restores a little bit of HP depending on how much damage you deal the opponent. Tough Cookie, the higher your defense is, the stronger your moves are. HP trade of 4, which is weird as I said. The lower your HP is, the stronger your moves are. But again, with only 558 HP, I'm not sure why they gave HP trade of 4 to Lana. Lana has Group Fire Guard and Group Water Guard though, which reduces fire and water type damage. And every time Lana attacks, she recovers 1 move gauge because of Propelling Strike 9. Now, she can recover HP with Catalytic Cure 1, as well as block and heal. Every time you are able to block the opponent's attack, you recover HP. And it reduces damage done to you if the weather is rainy. You recover HP as well if you attack or you move when it is raining. And that's all. Carpe Diem, I think, again, uses 3 move gauge. And it basically increases your attack and defense stats to +4, as well as gives you a regen effect. So that's Lana and Araquanid. And for Kiawe and Marowak, I think slightly better than Lana, but not that much better. Flame Charge increases your speed. Shadow Bone, very high chance of lowering the opponent's defense because of On a Roll 4, which increases the chances of lowering the opponent's attack or lowering the opponent's stats. Unfortuitous 4 at 3 out of 5 is a good chance of lowering a random stat of the opponent. Dashing Team 5 has a good chance of increasing everyone's speed stat when you attack or you move using Kiawe. Quick Tempo starts your battle with an increased or accelerated move gauge. And then the multiplier's Critical Strike 3. Insult to injury, the lower the opponent's defense is, the stronger your attacks are. And then there's Potion. Potion. You can also recover HP if you're lucky with a critical hit. And that's all. Oh, by the way, Dancing Fever increases your attack stat, increases your special attack stat, and increases your critical hit rate. And if you get Focus Group 2, you have a moderate chance of raising everyone's critical hit rate if you use a move. So that is Kiawe and Marowak. And again, let me know your thoughts. But that's where I'm stopping. I will not elaborate on these two more because I'm just disappointed in them. Here is Hala. Hala. We have there are several ice type sync pairs. When I was doing my editing stream, I was asking you guys who I should compare them with. Should I even put Lusamine in the comparison? And you guys said no need, just the ice types. So here it is, Hala with Getsis, with Price, with Summer Steven. And again, we don't have Summer Steven yet, but probably at the end of the month, we might have reruns of Summer Steven and Summer Lyra, or probably, if not this month, early next month. So Hala has quite high HP, and it's impressive to see a free-to-play price with 752 HP. Summer Steven is the lowest HP, and then they all just use one stat, either attack or special attack stat. Summer Steven has the highest. Hala is somewhere third highest or second lowest. Hala has the highest defense out of everyone, impressively. Quite tanky in terms of being a striker unit. Special defense also quite tanky, guys. Price, if I'm not mistaken, is a... Let me see. Is Price a tech or a strike sync pair? I totally forgot. Edit team. And let me look at Price right now. Price... I think he's tech, if I'm not mistaken. Price... No, he's a striker. Price is a striker. Okay. Price has the highest special defense out of everyone. Hala has the lowest speed out of everyone. And Price actually has, or rather Hala has one of the lowest speeds in the game. And that's not all. Again, we are looking at their multipliers, as you can see over here. So Hala, let's just check out his sync move multiplier. He has Haymaker, which automatically is activated immediately after you use his trainer move. Increases your attack stat +6, and because of his passive skill, you will not be able to lower his attack stat at all. Super effective move next can only be triggered by Make M Hala, which is just one move, 1 MP, unless you get an MP refresh, which powers up your ice type moves if you, or fighting type move, if you're able to have the super effective move next. Invigorating Hail 2, basically if it's hailing, your attacks get power up. Slow Wind Up 1, if your speed stat is lowered, your attacks get powered up. And again, you are sacrificing Slow Wind Up 1 if you get haste on Hala. You basically don't lower your speed using Ice Hammer, but you are sacrificing one multiplier. Super duper effective 2, if the opponent is weak to ice and you use Ice Hammer, it gets powered up. If you use Brick Break, if the opponent is weak to fighting, it gets powered up. And super effective move next is self-explanatory. Getsis is a blessing to us. I don't even need to explain who and what Getsis is capable of, but Getsis is tech, Getsis is free, Getsis is 20 out of 20, and Getsis is great. I don't need to explain how good Getsis is. Price, no sync move multiplier, but lots of multipliers if you're able to have it. There are 2 freeze synergy 8 tiles on him. He has 2 invigorating hail 3s and 1 super duper effective 2. But he also gets hostile and 2 hostile environment 1s, I think, for Ice Beam. So you have to choose which tiles to use on prize carefully. And then the last one, which is Summer Steven, Icicle Crash, Freeze Synergy 3. Basically, if the opponent is frozen, Icicle Crash powers up your move, or Icicle Crash gets powered up by around 30%. Icicle Crash Harry 2, if the opponent is flinching, Icicle Crash gets powered up by around 20%. Invigorating Hail 5, if it is hailing, your attacks get powered up by around 50%. Double Down 3, if the opponent is weak to Ice type moves, 30% increase. Flinch Hitter 5, if the opponent is flinching, use a sync move, it gets powered up. Freezer Burn 5, if the opponent is frozen, your sync move gets powered up. Now, I'm not sure if you're able to freeze the opponent and flinch the opponent at the same time. I don't think that's possible. I think it's only either freeze or flinch. You cannot have both. And then Inertia, the higher your speed is, the stronger your sync move is. So in terms of sync move multipliers, Summer Steven is the one to choose. But Summer Steven right now is not yet available. He has no 6-star EX yet. So either of the two you want to have the very first 6-star EX Ice type striker, or are you willing to wait? What do you guys think? And with that said, let's come to the very last one, which is Masked Royale, or the Masked Royale. There's just not enough space. So the Masked Royale has the lowest special attack and speed stats. Paul Hilbert has the highest HP and highest attack, but the lowest defenses. Karen, on the other hand, has the lowest HP, but the highest special attack and speed. And Nessa, just in case you were wondering why I chose Nessa for the comparison, it's because Nessa is a Spotlight Scout. There are so many sync pairs that have dark type moves. There's Marnie, there's Lysander, there's others. But Marnie and Lysander are not available right now, and there's no denying that Marnie is super strong. If you have Marnie, probably she's the strongest attacker out of everyone. If you are able to set her up, increase her stats, and just focus on a power trip build, she might overpower the rest of these guys here. But she's electric type, and her sync move is electric type, so I did not include that. Nessa is water type, but you are required almost to use Draw Lock, which is a dark type move, if you want to deal nice damage with Nessa, and that's why I included Nessa here, guys. So the only 6-star EX dark type we have right now is Fall Hilbert, and Fall Hilbert is a striker. Karen is... let me just confirm, but I think she is a striker. Nessa is a tech. Masked Royale is a tech sync pair. So I don't know if these comparisons might be fair or not, but definitely not Kukui is a tech and Nessa is a tech. Fall Hilbert and Karen are strikers. Kukui has the most attack multipliers out of everyone. You have Bob and Weave. The higher your evasiveness is, the stronger your attacks are. The lower the opponent's defense is, the stronger your attacks are for insult to injury. The lower the opponent's attack stat is, the stronger your attacks are power posture. If you're low on HP, power reserves 5 triggers. The higher your speed is, the stronger your attacks are because of ramming speed. Sync move multipliers built in. It's like Inertia, for his sync move Malicious Moonsault or something like that. He'll turn Malicious Moonsault. Dominating Sync 5, if the opponent's attack stat is lowered, your sync move gets powered up. And Pecking Order, the lower the opponent's attack stat is, the stronger your sync move is. So Dominating Sync 5 is like a mini version of Pecking Order, I guess. You just have to lower the opponent's stat or attack stat, I think, by 1. It will trigger already. Pecking Order, the more the opponent's attack stat is lowered, the stronger your sync move is. And then for Fall Hilbert, we have Haymaker. The higher your attack stat is, the stronger your attack damage is. Now, you cannot get everything, by the way, guys. You cannot get everything. But I'm pretty sure for Kukui, or for Mask Royale, you can get both Dominating Sync 5 and Pecking Order. For Fall Hilbert, I tried my best. I could give him Haymaker, I could give him Ramming Speed, and I can give him Insult to Injury. Karen has Dark Pulse overpowered. The lower the opponent's special attack is, the stronger Dark Pulse is. Dirty Fighting 5 and Foul Fighting 5. I forgot which one is which, but one of them has to deal with status conditions. The other one has to deal with flinching, confused, trap. I think it's Foul Fighting with that one, and Dirty Fighting on the other one. So, attack multipliers for those. Meanwhile, Nessa, as you can see over here, Hold Hostage. You have to... The opponent has to be... whatchamacallit? Restrained using Jaw Lock, and your attacks get powered up. Hunter's Instinct. The lower the opponent's speed stat is, the stronger your attacks is, or your attacks are. Raging Rain 3, if it's raining, your attacks get stronger. Restrain power up 5. You yourself has to be restrained, meaning you have to use Jaw Lock on the opponent and your attacks get powered up. Built in, these are water type sync move multipliers, so I will not talk about these anymore. But those apply for Jaw Lock, which is a dark type move. But the good thing about Kukui, guys, is he is very self-sufficient. Ready Fight, his trainer move, can increase your speed to +6 with 2 uses. So you immediately get this built-in sync move multiplier. Dominating Sync 5 lowers the opponent, or rather, if you are able to lower the attack of the opponent, which is very easy, because the use of Brutal Swing can lower the opponent's attack stat or defense stat, or both. And then Pecking Order, if you're able to lower the opponent's attack stat to -6, massive damage. Again, he has a passive skill also, Terrify 1. Immediately at the start of the battle, opponent's attack stat -1 immediately. So Dominating Sync 5 and Pecking Order already take effect immediately at the start of the battle. You don't even need to set up Kukui, except the speed build. So with that said, I'm done. My throat hurts. And those are the sync moves, or the sync pairs that we have for the month of June, or starting May 31. And guys, if you appreciated this, please give this a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't, because it takes a lot of hard work, as some of you guys watch me do these, and I appreciate all the thumbs ups and subscribes. And if you want to support me even more, you can become a member of my channel by clicking on the join button down below. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. Share this to everyone who's curious as to who to scout for. Again, too long don't read or don't watch. Maxie and Archie, who to scout. We have less ground types. We have more water types. So if you're judging by that, Maxie is definitely your choice. But Archie is pretty good as well. They're both Master Fair Scouts. meaning you might get gifts on your first 5 multiples. That is to be seen. We have to wait till that to see if that will happen or not. As for Lana, Kiawe, Hala, and Mask Royale, unless you want the coins, skip both Lana and Kiawe. Probably go for Hala because Ice type, and we need Ice types. Mask Royale is very good, but they're Spotlight Scouts, and they will be available after June 30 in all banners. Again, if you have not yet watched my How Many Gems Can We Get video, I counted everything, how many gems you will need to get all the rewards. So, if you want to get the rewards, and if the game will give us rewards for the first 5 multi-pools on Maxie and Archie, that's 15,000 gems for both of them, for a total of 30,000 gems. And then, an additional 9,000 gems for 3 multi-pools on these Spotlight Scouts. And I'm not sure if there's gonna be half multi-pools. Half multi-pools cost 1,500 paid gems times 3, meaning you need 13,500 gems for each one. 13,500 gems times 4 sync pairs equals 54,000 gems plus 30,000 gems for both Archie and Maxie, for a combined total of an 84,000 gem requirement for all sync pairs if you want to get the rewards. And is it worth it? Is it worth it? Is it worth it, guys? You tell me, let me know in the comment section. But again, they're Master Fairs. Those two are Master Fairs. Master Fairs sus. I got my first Leon at 36,600 gems. Scout points. Are they worth it? Will you be lucky? I wish you guys the best of luck. Wish you guys the best of luck. That's it. I'm done. My throat hurts. I'll drink water after this. Thank you for watching. Give this a thumbs up again. Subscribe again. Click on the bell button to get notified of future videos. Thank you for watching. Thank you to all the members of my channel up there. You guys have been awesome. Thank you, Shadowphil, So Nicholas, Moreless Gaming, Aryan Singh, Blaze, John9019, Treasure Gamers, Poplio Gaming, Roy Ackerman, Luca Midi, Arimakose, Popwat, and Vishal for the continued support. And I will see you in the next video.